Hello and welcome back to my F1 25 career mode as we started from F2 yesterday. Today we're progressing with a few more races today and hopefully we get some better results as this is the team or the championship so far. Kimi Antonelli actually leading the championship 12 points by ahead of us, ahead of Behrman, Hadjar and Bortoletto, and these are probably our title contenders so far, so we need to keep an eye on them throughout the rest of this next few races because these are going to be the main people probably battling for the title. So we move on to the next race at Silverstone. Obviously we've got qualifying ahead of us. It's bright and sunny, so there's no issues with like potential rain coming in the session or anything, so this would be good for our home circuit as well. As I know I'm running the Danish flag, I'm also part British and half British, so obviously this will be, I'll treat this as my home track, so I want to perform as well as I can, as this also is the team's home circuit as well, so it's just like a double whammy for both of us here. But as we're already on a lap already, on our first lap, I'm not going to expect too much of it because my first one on a qualifying lap I always never live up to expectations. As you see already, P17 on my first lap because I'm just getting a feel for the track, for grip and see what there, and then this lap could proper push and see what I can bring out of the car in this next lap or so. So we're going to try and bring as much as we can, as this is where we make up some of the time. Have a little moment there, which is going to cost us like 2/10 or so, but we bring it back into the next corner here, and we're going to try and bring it down through the DRS, try and build up through the lap as much as we can, coming through now through cops, because we're already up to nearly 7 to 8 tenths above our time. We've got purple sector 1 as well. Can we get purple sector 2? And it's going to help us so much, give us the confidence we need through this lap, try and finish off with nearly over a second and a half, have a moment on the exit, a bit of a tank slapper, save it, send it towards the finish line, and that's going to put us in what position? It's going to be P2, which is good. Behind Behrman, the also home hero favourite, you must say. Which means that is something for the title because that is definitely going to help him a lot with those extra 2 points at the start.
Okay, as you know, this is the team's home race, which means it's extra important for everybody in this team. They've got friends here, they've got family here, they're all in the grandstands watching. So let's go and put on a good show for them.
So that's just that engineer just referring to us that is, again, this is our team's home race. So we need to put on a great performance for us to try and give him the best result that we can. If you don't know if you saw that Kimi Antonelli starting from 8th, so this is going to be a different Grand Prix, the championship leader down far on the grid, but this is 5 red lights and we are going, and we get a brilliant start ahead of Behrman, go alongside of him, we're trying to go into turn 1 ahead of him if we can, we do, we nudge him out on to the outside so he doesn't get a better run as we can, so we are now leading the British Grand Prix, our home Grand Prix, and for our team, so we're going to try and pull away as much as we can. A bit of a moment there, but we save it and we try and go a bit defensive. As you see, the Hadjar is inside of Bernard and he's trying to get past him, with also he's 3rd in the championship, so again every point counts for Hadjar, myself, Behrman and Antonelli, who's all the way back in 8th as you see on the screen right now. So he's trying to pull his way and try and get the order as much as he can, because every point at this stage counts. Into the second half of the season, every point counts. You see the Behrman's going to make a move into cops, through past us, sending a little move, little bit of contact, not too badly, but as again every point counts in the second half of the season. We're very close with the top 4 in the championship, me, Behrman, Hadjar and Antonelli, that every point could be crucial to the end of the championship. As you see, the Behrman's now built up actually a gap over this second half of the lap. He sets the fastest lap, obviously crossing the line first. He's trying to pull a gap on us, try and pull away as much as he can, build a gap on as much as he can. You see Bortoletto on screen, he's actually currently 5th in the standing, so again every position is worth it. As we see that now we're actually slowly catching on Behrman. We set now the fastest lap with catching a few tenths on Behrman now. Hadjar actually just behind us, kind of luring in the background, as you know he's trying to follow in our footsteps, trying to get to the front, get the points, get the wins as he can. We're on board with Behrman now. You see that we're in the slipstream, we're getting a good run, we're going to send it down the inside possibly into Vale, which we do, but we go a bit wide, so Behrman's going to go for the switchback, which he does, almost with a bit of contact actually. There was contact, so now Behrman gets the run, goes down the outside, which he does, he outbrakes us, which means he gets a good move, keeps first ahead of us, which is crucial definitely for his chance of winning his home race. And Hadjar is now in the fight, he definitely wants a taste of that battle, he definitely wants a taste of victory and the champagne. We see that now we lock up, we have a bit of contact in the back of Behrman, which is definitely going to cost us. We have to defend from Hadjar now as well. We're a little wide, we're a little out of shape again, as you see. I'm fighting the car so much because I'm trying to battle with it. I'm still not used to the car fully, but definitely on the back of Behrman now on lap 4. We go past him. This time we're not going to try and make a mistake, go wide. We're going to take it a little more cautiously, defend, and and finish off the corner easily. But he's still on our outside. He's still not giving up. He's still there. So we try and keep it down the inside, push him to the outside so we can give him as less room as possible. But he's going to try and set it down the inside, which he does. So we have to try and concede the position possibly, or we'll try and fight back, which we do. A little wheel banging, but a little bit of movement on the exit. We try and keep ahead because this is our home race as well. We're not going to give up that easily compared to our fellow countrymen as well. But now down the back straight, Behrman out of the slipstream and DRS, sends it down the inside into the second sector through the stadium sector. As he sends it down the inside, we're trying to do a switch back on him, go round the outside if we can, but obviously there's not enough room there, and almost a big moment for us again as Behrman now takes the lead at the British Grand Prix with just a few laps to go. And now we head up to the Max and Becker section, the real fastest place, the fastest corners on the circuit. We now hit into the back of Behrman with a massive moment, a massive save. This is going to cost us dearly now as Behrman flashes past, and now Hadjar takes position now, so we have to try and get the position back on him with a bit of DRS. And I've lost a lot of time due to that contact, a little over eager, but now we're going to try and set down the inside of Hadjar if we can, which we're going to do just now into Vale, a little wide, but we can try and keep ahead of Hadjar, which we do. But now we'll try and focus on trying to get the back of Behrman, because that mistake definitely cost us quite a bit, as you know, the mistakes from the last race at Imola that we had before and did cost us a podium, so we want to try and make up for the mistake. And we see already on the back of Behrman on the lap 6, down the hanger straight, pulls the left hand side with all the DRS and the slipstream to our aid and effect, that we should definitely get past him now, heading into Vale, round the outside. We're trying to hold the position a little wide, missing the apex a bit. Behrman's going to try and come down our inside. We try and keep it round the outside, which we do, hold the position. Now coming on to the final lap, we still have the fastest lap, so it's definitely one of the fastest on track still, which is definitely good. We still got Hadjar and Behrman right behind us on our gearbox, so we know that this ace is definitely not going to end easy, because we've got two of the top contenders right behind us. Behrman's going to try and make a move down in the inside, but he definitely makes his mistake, trying to put pressure on us, which he does. Now he goes for the inside into the outside. There's a bit of contact. He did what he did in Australia, kind of cover and come across my line, which again is definitely a little dirty from Behrman. This is not the first time that he's done this. And again, grazing wheels again, coming through into the second sector, coming up to Cops now. This is where obviously that infamous contact between Hamilton and Verstappen did back in 2021. And obviously we're not close enough to make a move, so we're going to try and stay behind him, keep behind his tail. Hadjar's still there, so if we make a mistake, Hadjar's there to pounce on us, and Bortoletto as well. So we need to try and be careful when making a move through Cops, through Max and Beckers. I was a little hesitant there, a little eager on the brakes, didn't want to make that same mistake, going to the back of Behrman and his gearbox again. But you see now we're setting ourselves up with DRS in slipstream. Now is the final lap down the hanger straight, which we go left, right. We're going to pull onto the right hand side, try and get past Behrman. We want to win our home race and for the team. We're trying to go through Vale now. We go a little wide. Behrman is going to come down to the inside. We're not sure. He's trying to make a move. He's got all the speed than we do through the corner, so we're going to try and go the defensive line. Behrman's going to go around the outside if we can, through to the final chicane. There's a little contact with the side pod. Behrman's going to use all the roads he can. We go around the outside. Is it ours? Is it Behrman's? Go around the outside if we can. Behrman goes a little slow. We have a massive moment. And Behrman goes across the line. Who wins? Who won that? It was extremely close, but in the end, it was Behrman by only the smallest of margins, which even till now, I can't even describe how close that was. Even that tiny bit of moment on the exit of the final corner onto the Hamilton straight, I would have crashed. So that would have definitely saved me, but also his ruin of chances of winning that race. So Behrman collects all 4 points, 27 points, as Antonelli struggles with that entire weekend, only picking up 6 points from the championship leader, which is definitely a little disappointing. But as you see that Behrman overtakes Antonelli, as does myself, for the championship leader, which is now really interesting to see that now the roles are reversed at Prema. Behrman is now taking the roles, and now Antonelli is now struggling with, I don't know what kind of issue he's been having over the weekend, but it definitely didn't seem like himself with the pace. But now we're heading over to Spa for round 6, which now is definitely starting to hold the championship with Behrman, myself, Antonelli, Hadjar, the top 4, really close together in the championship. But now we try and give as much as we can, try and get pole position, try and get those extra points to aid us in the championship fight against Behrman and everyone else around us. We see that actually our first lap so far is looking pretty good. We're able to cross the line. We need to have a good track position for the race, but where we're going to finish, we could be P4 with Roman Stanek out of nowhere to take pole position. He's literally been nowhere this whole championship, and with Cordial taking second, 2 names that have been nowhere near the front taking the spoils. But now as we head into race with 5 red lights for the Spa Belgium Grand Prix as we have a really decent start. We go to the right hand side, we get a little boxed in by Cordial and Behrman, trying to get a good run into the inside of turn 1, but actually we don't, and we have a bit of a lock-up. It hit Cordial with a little bit of damage, so did Behrman as well, so this is definitely going to be a disadvantage already, a bad start for us. So this is going to be a harder Grand Prix than it needs to be with that little disadvantage of a front wing, but you see that Cordial and Behrman are going to go side by side almost through a Rouge as Behrman backs out of it just very slightly. We're going to try and take any advantage that we can. If Behrman is a little backed up by Cordial, I'm trying getting the slipstream, but we can't. There's a little box in by Behrman, and now that Behrman is now in the slipstream of Cordial, so he's going to get the advantage from him. And will he get to the braking zone before us? Has he the aid of the slipstream definitely going to help him? And now he actually outbreaks us, and now we're actually sat and have to concede the position to Behrman, as the help of an aid of the slipstream definitely benefited a lot as we dip it out into the gravel. Will he try and make a move down into the head as much as we can, because we need to try and, in our mind, we need to try and keep ahead of him, which we do. We send it down the inside. It's nearly close to contact, but we actually try and keep him wide, try and keep him away. But Cordial's slowly getting away, and it's still side by side with Behrman through the middle of the sector, and now he actually is ahead. I'm trying to get into the slipstream we can, but as you see in our bottom right corner, that there is definitely a little bit of damage as we go on to lap 2 now. Stanley going with an impressive lead, and we're trying to fake Behrman to the inside as we go around the outside if we can, keep it to the outside, keep it stay through there, and get on the exit if we can. It's now side by side again. It's down the run to a Rouge, try and get first there before him, because it's going to be really beneficial trying to get in the DRS and slipstream of Cordial. As now side by side through Rouge, who's going to get it? It's going to be Behrman now, takes the advantage, and there's a little almost contact through Rouge, which is definitely not ideal because that definitely affects our run. And now you see that Behrman's trying to stream off again with having the better line, and now the Hadjar is going to try and take any spoils from that little battle we had with Behrman, and it goes to the outside. We go defensive. You see that Behrman's trying to meet inside of Cordial if he can, which he does, and Hadjar's going to try to go round outside, as that Behrman now is ahead of Cordial, and now we're trying to get ahead of Cordial because he's our main rival for the championship. So we're going to try and, in our mind, think we need to go down the inside, try and not waste any time at all, as that Behrman did as well, and make a late send on Cordial, and we're a little bit sorry, but for the sake of the championship, we need to try and keep with Behrman as much as we can. We cannot let him get away, as Roman Static sets the fastest lap, as he's the fastest man on track. We don't match that. I'm going to try and fake Behrman into the inside. We go route to the outside, give Behrman the tyre line, and we try and do a nice switchback on him. Behrman has a slight twitch, so that's going to gain an advantage for the run down to our Rouge. So I'm trying to get ahead of him, which we do, as Behrman's still there, but now he's slotting just behind us, and we go up to Rouge now. I see that the gap to Stanek is over 3 seconds, nearly 4 seconds now, as Behrman's now got to run down onto the camel straight. Will he go left? He's going to go left out of the slipstream. DRS is definitely going to help him, and we're going to try and send it. No, but it's sliding just behind him because there's no point trying to fight him now. We try and think about maybe catching Stanek, but is that too much of an ask with only half the race to go already? So now we're trying to set up another move into the heaven. Once again, we try and give him the tyre line, and we go back down the outside. It's a little of our signature mood on Behrman. Give him the tyre line. We go round the outside as much as we can, try and give him any little disadvantage we can. We can try side by side now, downside of no name corner, and we try and go side by side yet again, as now Hadjar is right behind us, and it's almost close to contact yet again. The amount of times I have a close contact with Behrman is actually, honestly, on counts on my hands. I should have a little bit of contact there, because he was surprisingly a little slow on exit, but now I see it was side by side coming down through to the end of the lap, and we're still side by side trying to finish off the lap. We try and push him to the inside, give him a really awkward and tight entry, which we do, which we sweep round the outside. Now that means that could leave Hadjar potentially pounce on, but now I'm going to head all the way back to the start of the lap, all the way back to Kimi Antonelli. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but he's fighting for 13th place. He's lost to Fittipaldi on the exit, and now Victor Martins is trying to overtake him just before Rouge, which he does, this is not the Kimi Antonelli we saw at the start of the year. He is now struggling really hard. I will promise you now, I've not done anything to the AI or anything, or to Kimi specifically. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on exactly, but you see that we're now still facing off side by side with Behrman, and we get a little twitch, a little bit of tank slapper as he gets ahead of us once again. And we try and follow him down to our Rouge if we can, try and get a good run, hoping to get the DRS, trying as much as we can, try and get past him again. Obviously, Stanek is now opening a gap up to 7 seconds, which is definitely incredible from a guy who's never been near the front the whole year. But now on the back of Behrman's gearbox, now we're trying to get a nice move, nice little slipstream DRS onto the right hand side, try and pull along, not let him get any chance of getting back through on us. We now swoop across on his racing line, to go a little deep, but that's alright. Now Hadjar try and make a move around Behrman, now try and go around the outside if he can, but now actually he makes it stick, and now he's ahead of Behrman. So now we've got Hadjar behind us, but now we make a massive mistake, a massive lock up into the bus stop, and now Hadjar, Behrman is trying to get past us, which you do get a bit of a warning for corner cutting, but that massive mistake is going to cost us dearly, as now Hadjar, Behrman is now streaking across us, as now you see Hadjar's probably really happy to get past both of us now into P2, and maybe potentially it's be a hard chance of getting Stanek, as you see the massive gap you see back to him making a massive 8.5 seconds, which is really impressive. But the fight is still not done yet. Myself and Bearman trying to catch Hadjar, trying to get repass him again for vital championship points. But you see, we set myself up for a move on Bearman back into the hairpin. As you see, now we send it down the inside of Bearman once again. This is our little battle corner over here, side by side once again, as now Hadjar's getting a little bit of a break from us, and now go through no name corner. Now Bearman sets it down the inside again. There's another contact again. It's the third time he's made a move like that, gone really tight, then comes across our lines, and now we're actually getting really frustrated with how he's driving, because this is now really consistent with him playing a little bit of mind games, potentially trying to win the championship, but definitely is not a way that we want to race against Bearman, because we know he's better than this. But now we're coming through on the final lap. Hadjar sets the fastest lap. You see the Bearman's right up our gearbox now. We try and defend as much as we can, because it's the final lap. As that Hadjar actually streamed off, any chance of second is now gone. He's now coming for a Rouge. Is now our Bearman, and our Cordy is actually on just the behind Bearman now. So any chance of mistake, any chance of crashing, which we don't know, which we don't obviously want, could actually be really bad for us. We see that Bearman, we squeeze Bearman all the way to the right hand side, and we should cross down to the racing line, try and get a better line that we can through this final second sector that we go through. Bearman obviously gets the run, but we try and get a better run through here, because he actually is a little slower. We also move quicker here, throw, and again we're trying to make it send down into the hairpin once again, which we do. Once we're going to send it, we've got two POVs, and we try and squeeze Bearman all the way to round outside as much as we can, try and compromise his own line. There's a massive contact from us, and we almost go spinning out, which thankfully we save it. So that could have been an crashing end for us, but thankfully we saved it. As you see now, actually getting more frustrated with Bearman, because now this rivalry is definitely brewing to be something really something. And you see that Stanley has got a commanding lead ahead of Hadjar. He's actually slowly catching him, but he's got just not enough time left to catch him. And you see a little group behind us now. It's me and Bearman have been literally swapping paint at this point. There's been a lot of contact between us through our rivalry this season. But you see now coming on to the final sector of the lap. As you see, I know we're trying to get past Bearman, trying to get into the slipstream, trying to use everything that we can to get past him. But he's giving us no room at all. He's defending in his defensive line. We're trying to go for a little switch right if we can through the fastest corner on the circuit. We try and go give Bearman the tight line. We're going to have a little lock up, but there's almost no contact. We try and keep going around the outside into the inside, prove Bearman a bit of wheel banging. We try and get on the power as early as we can, which we do. We're now ahead of Bearman, so that means we're going to get P3 in the standings, and that is an amazing race for us, but a commanding win by Stanek and Trident, from being absolutely nowhere in the season to take a 8-second win. Even what we did better than us at Austria is something. AC congratulating myself to him, and Hadjar definitely getting a really good command in P2. And that race was definitely something to start off, because me and Bearman, there's something more to come, because that rivalry was definitely not short on drama at all. A lot of wheel banging, a lot of contact, even swapping paint, and nearly having an ending crash for us, but thankfully that wasn't. But Kimi Antonelli finishing P15 after really being nowhere. Again, that's not him like himself. So that is really sad to see that he's been struggling so much in these past two races. Since like the mid-season, he's been struggling a lot. So hopefully he can get his mojo back in the Italian Grand Prix at his home race as well. So hopefully bring something back, because his championship has definitely declined a lot since. But as you see now, we're entering a wet session, the first of any of the season at all, because most of the time it's been sunny and thankfully been dry. But now we're entering a first wet period, which is definitely going to throw something into the championship, because I'm not normally one favourable for the wet at all. Where you see I'm fighting the car just here going on for my qualifying lap, but definitely a first wet session, especially qualifiers, is going to be an interesting one. You see a slowly drying line, but we don't have intermediates, we only have full wet, so this is going to be something to try and balance against of different compounds as well, because obviously with a changing surface it's not going to be easy at all. As we come across the line for a first qualifying lap in P5, which definitely know we can improve with. Obviously the track also progressing every single time, every single second. It's always changing, the conditions always become faster. We have a massive lockup, and that is our second lap done. So that is that our qualifying session done? No, because we have enough time to go for one more qualifying lap, which hopefully will give us the run that we need to try and go for pole if we can. But obviously everyone else is going through a lap as well, because every time the track is changing and becoming quicker. Even on the straight we're gaining just time, which shows the traction always being there, just the wet line going. So now this is even more crucial to try and get a good lap we can. We have a massive lockup into the first time. You see the people are setting fastest laps already. I'm already getting in that first sector, 7/10. But you see our teammate Bortoletto is now set the fastest lap of the qualifying session so far. So we need to improve definitely, because he's our teammate, but he's just slightly mathematically still in the equation for the title fight, but just too far out with being 5th in the championship. But this is far from over. Obviously coming through the Lesmo 2, we're over a second up cleanly through there, but we're down, been pushed down to 19 in the qualifying session, but you see we've got a purple sector 2. This definitely be a quick lap from us, but is it going to be enough? Coming through parabolic and now a little bit of a fight towards the cars, try and see if we try and balance against the water. Try and plant the power as early as we can, try to fight against the car, because these conditions are definitely not easy at all. We've come across the line with over 1.5 seconds. Where's it going to put us? It's going to be position. Pole position. And that is something I was not expecting. Over 6/10 we take pole, especially from our teammate, and that is massive again for our championship. Again, there's 2 bonus points for pole position is big. Behrman in 3rd, Kimi Antonelli in 4th. Hadjar definitely struggled a little bit with a little further down, but you see now that me and Behrman are equal on points with Hadjar. A little bit further down in the order, but starting P10, but it's still 3rd in the championship. So this is definitely more crucial with the penultimate race of the season. As now 5 lights are going, and now we get a decent start ahead of Bortolesso and Behrman, as both the Primers are behind us, try and get a good launch, which we do. We try and defend against our teammate, but also the Primers, so we try and get a good into turn 1 without no hassle at all. As our teammate does send it a little bit, we're giving just enough room, just so we can just without no contact at all, because obviously number 1 rule of being teammates is do not make contact or crash. Obviously now we're going side by side, coming through the 1st sector into the 2nd sector of Monza. We try and make any rooms we can, because obviously we're fine for the championship. Bortolesso isn't. He's still mathematically still in the chance with it, but obviously we're still the favourites for the championship. As we go round the outside of us, we try and give enough room, not make any contact at all. We go for the switchback through the 2nd chicane, and we try and make again through side by side into Lesmo 1. Try and make it stick with our teammate as we can, but Bortolesso is not giving up at all. He goes right all the way round the outside, which honestly made him a little bit speechless, because honestly, where's he got this form from? But obviously we were not giving up so easily. But obviously we're trying to get the run. We've got no DRS, so we've got the help of just Slipstream on our hand, because obviously it's just lap 1. We're trying to pull to the right outside as Bortolesso goes a little bit defensive, and you see that he's not giving us much time at all, or any room at all, barely, as we try and go for a little switch out. There's a little bit of contact, because obviously he plays his car just perfectly where I can't make any move at all. But obviously Gabby's not giving us any help at all, despite being teammates and us fighting for the championship. But onto the 2nd lap now, we try and get a good run. Still no DRS available, so still got just pure Slipstream to our effect. We go right down to the right hand side, because we want the inside of the corner to break as late as we can. But Gabby's still on our outside. He goes to the left, so that means he's going to have the inside line. But obviously we still got plant power, a little bit of a twitch, but obviously we're still side by side. Obviously we've been side by side for about 50% of this race so far, so this is definitely really one for the books. So I'm wondering where's the team orders, because honestly we're still fighting the championship. We're still again leading with Behrman for same on points, so we're trying to get as many points as we can, but it's still, he's not giving up any fight at all. He's trying to give everything he can, because he's still fighting for his career obviously as well. But we go little tie and try not to go to the back of him, because obviously it was a really tight line that I did. I outbroke myself and didn't want to try and cut across the whole line and then we make contact, because that was what I was thinking. So again, I need to try and make any careful decision that I can, because we're still fighting for the title. As Kimi Antonelli goes, he's got his mojo back, he's still now fighting for the win, as he gets the DRS and aid of Slipstream to help him try and go down the inside of Gabby, our teammate, and he's trying to make this stick. Again, this is his 2nd home race, and it's for his team. He goes all the way around the outside and he makes it stick, as now Gabby gets a poor exit, as now Kimi is gone into the distance already. You see, but onto the next lap, Bortolesso is not having any of it, so he comes back at him the next lap, goes to the left hand side, possibly going for the inside for the 2nd corner, which he does, but still get poor exit, jumps the curve a bit, unsettles his car, and he gets a really poor exit as Kimi again off the way he goes again. But now we're in a Slipstream, possibly couldn't make a move. Again, Gabby's not making our life easy at all, despite being our teammate. We're fighting for the title. Again, we're still fighting for the constructors, but again, nothing is going easy together. But will he make it easy? No, we're trying to go all the way around the outside. He blocks it. I'm going to try and do anything too harsh. Again, I do not want to make any contact, because Gabby is an aggressive driver, and he will not make it easy. And looking back now, lap 5, Hadjar struggling like did what Kimi did and I did early in the season. P11 just from nowhere. I don't know if he's struggling with setup or what, but he seems to be struggling very much, and that's kind of sad to see, despite being 3rd in the championship. So I don't know what's going to bring for the championship later on, but you see that Behrman is now coming down inside with the help of DRS as well. As he comes across our line, there's contact, thankfully no damage, but that means again dirty driving from Behrman. So we go into the inside, give him no room at all, and you see there's little to no space at all. But I'm thinking, you're not having this at all, despite giving me no room, coming across my own line, nearly giving me damage as well. You see on the next lap, Bortolesso now comes across into the inside of Antonelli to try and take the lead of the Italian Grand Prix, which he does, try and steal any home joy for the Prema team and Antonelli, which he does. But on that same lap, Behrman gets back at us as well, so now trying to go deep down the inside after what he did on the lap previously. We're not having any of it. There's a little bit of wheel banging, a little bit of contact, but honestly, I'm not having any of it. I'm not being, the gloves are off now, and we're trying to give anything we can against Behrman, because this rivalry is now brewing so hard that honestly, comes to the final lap, that anything happens, I'm not having it, because I'm going to try and defend as much as I can, because I want this position more than he does. He goes for a late launch, he comes right round us out, which fair enough, fair play to him, he makes a fair move, and we try and get back at him. He has a little bit of a poor exit, but we try and get any exit that we can, a little bit of contact, but that's fine. I come through side by side into the final lap, into the final sections that we've been doing, because this is fight for the final place on the podium and vital points for the championship. We're going into the finale, obviously. This could mean everything, so we're going to try and keep down the inside. But Behrman goes to the outside. We go for a switchback like we did earlier against Borsalles, our teammate, and we had a little bit of a moment which we saved, which is fine. But you see there's a gap of a group closing on us, so anything, we try and make a move and get away so we don't make a mistake and then lose any more positions and vital points for the championship for the race tomorrow. Now we try and get DRS, get the slipstream of Behrman into this final lap, half a lap now, coming to Ascari. We try and get onto the right hand side as Behrman defends, try and get past him, and he slots in just behind us, which is good. That means going into the final parabolic corner. What is going to happen, I do not know. Borsalles has probably won from Antonelli. If anything else happens here, Behrman now is getting to the slipstream, comes to the left hand side as I defend, and now Marty is coming to a play as well. You see on board with him because he wants to taste of his first podium as well, because he's not on a podium so far on the season, so anything could happen. But me and Behrman go side by side through Parabolica with me, any contact at all. It's very close, and not give any room for error as well. We go side by side. Now it's just a drag to the line. Who's going to get on the podium between me and Behrman? It's very close. It's a drag to the line. It's a photo finish. Who gets it? It is very close, but we somehow just edge Behrman by 3,000ths of a second as Gabriel Borsalles takes his second win of the season. What an intense way to end this final few rounds. So Borsalles claims his second win of the season as Kimi Antonelli takes second and somehow me just taking third. So the championship is very much on as third place in the championship. Isaac Hajar only gets 1 point after a very difficult Italian Grand Prix. As you see how close the gap was between me and Behrman. It was so close that it looked like that he had it, but you could not tell. But thankfully we got it for the vital points of the championship. That could be massive. So this has been episode 2 of the F2 career. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I know you're wondering where's the finale. That's going to be out tomorrow because how long these amazing few races have been, and it's been a lot longer than I thought, but it's been filled with drama, contact and everything. And the finale, it comes down so much to just a few points between me, Behrman and Antonelli. So it's going to be a really interesting finale to see, and I can't wait to see what goes on in that. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in tomorrow's finale. Peace.